She says, "Stop, baby, go, go, go." I really want her by my side the whole night through. Do the things that we want to do. Come on, baby, don't leave me sad. You're good looking, the best I had, making love. Do 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 do. What up? Yo, 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 yo. Earl Skakel is in the building, babies. We are live, baby. Live and in charge of the freaks. We'll just leave it right here, man. I'm just fucking around. Seven, the Kings, baby. Zach E coming in hot. We got a super chat within the first minute. Fuck yeah. What up, brother? You take the midnight subway train. Earl Skakel in the house. LA Kings are in the playoffs. Bad news though tonight. The Utah Mammoth are winning against the Winnipeg Jets. That does not help the Kings at all. You really don't want. Yes, drop the link, Kip Smith, baby. Well, I mean, they really don't want to play Colorado. Fuck that, man. I don't care what you got to do. Buy, borrow, or steal it. What up, T-Gun in the house? I am not happy, but they're in, and the playoffs are certainly a different animal in terms of all it takes is for Forsberg to get super hot, and then bingo, you're in it. So I don't know. And I'm working on the sound problems. The Kings still have a shot at second place. Yeah, I mean, they got to get out of that spot they're in right now because you just don't want to play Colorado. I'm not. And by the way, shout out to Kip Smith. He's been, I think, was my very first moderator, did a lot of my early thumbnails, and is one of the main dogs in my discourse. So, check out the discourse. It's a really cool Discord. It's unlike most Discords, which are just very, you know, Discords are like the Reddit of streamers. So, um, this discourse is really about, hey, how can we help Earl get to the next level? And I'm not shy about saying, hey, I need the help, babies. I mean, the stream is really popping lately, and that's due to you guys supporting it when it wasn't popping. Um, yeah, I mean, what scares me is the speed of Colorado. Um, that the Kings just are not a fast team. They're not necessarily slow. I mean, Kempe is fast, Byfield is fast, Wright is fast, Malot's fast for a fourth liner, but their defense is pretty slow. I mean, Clark is probably the only person that's fast on the back end. Um, but I will say the Kings defense excites me for a playoff run because, you know, Edmondson is a fucking beast, man, and that's the guy you want in the crease and the corners. And I got to be honest with you. Yeah, Jared Wright's definitely a surprise. I mean, he'll find his scoring touch, and I'm not a CC hater to be honest with you. I only watch AEW, my friend, so I can't tell you anything about Punk's promo on Raw. I only watch AEW, but I'm sure it was good. Did the Kings get in? Yes, the Kings did get in. When you doing Joe Rogan Experience, I'd like to know that too, brother. I don't know. I mean, Joe is. He asked me once many years ago. I might have fumbled the execution on that one, but I would think I would have gotten on by now. But getting on Rogan, it's almost a weird thing for me because um I don't want to be on it if he doesn't want me on it. Like I don't want to be on it finally because I guess I'll have Earl on. But yeah, I mean I like Jared Wright, his speed, and I like Joseph. I mean, I'm going to assume Joseph is going to get the nod over Malott, unless the Kings are unless the Kings think it's going to be a really rough game or series. And listen, I mean, Kuzmenko. I think if you now here's the weird thing: if and when Kuzmenko comes back, I think they're gonna take Ward out of the lineup, put Wright on the fourth line, Kuzmenko on the third line. So I don't know. I mean, in the power play, with Kuzmenko, Panarin, Kempe, and Laferriere and Clark, that's a pretty dope power play. But I might go to a King playoff game. So yeah, I mean he's fast. I mean, he's and he's not overly physical. He can Stugatz Eddie. He can get it going when he has to. Let's go to just I don't know what's going on there. So it'll be interesting. I mean, calm down. We're not making a western here. I don't know what that means, to be honest with you. Um, okay. Do you think Flyers beat Pittsburgh? It feels like roles reverse. Flyers are the young, fast team. Penn's old, slow team. Well, Ted, it's really like, in the playoffs, it's so hard to um, pick a winner because all it takes is for one guy on an old, slow team to get hot. Malkin reverses the hands of time. Um, I will, Kip, for sure. Um, so have you heard from Moses Storm? I mean, I used to do comedy shows with him, but I haven't. He was getting a ton of spots at the Improv. I haven't seen him in a year or two. Yeah, Forsberg is hot. I mean, listen, uh, I'm wondering where all the hate for Ken Holland is now. If you analyze, and we'll get to the homeless stuff in a minute. I know that's what you guys are here for, not to have me and Steven talk about Kings hockey. Um, if you look at most of Holland's moves, they've all worked out. Um, re-signing Kuzmenko worked out until he got hurt. Uh, Perry was a great signing. Armia was a great signing. Forsberg was a great signing. And you get the Dano trade to get a second round pick for a guy making $5 million a year didn't have any goals. That's a great trade. Perry didn't want to leave, but Tampa sweetened the offer. So to get a second round pick for Perry is a great deal. And I wouldn't be surprised if they brought him back. Um, and that you get to the two most controversial. The Panarin trade was a total steal for the Kings. I mean, yeah, we had to give up Green Tree, but I don't know, John. Let's talk wrestling in a minute. I'm a Pittsburgh Steelers, and you look at the two more controversial signings and um, Dumoulin. I'm fine with Dumoulin. I mean, I don't like Dumoulin at 3 years. I would have gone 2 years, but he's a fifth, sixth defenseman. That's what he is. And CC is the same thing. I'm fine with CC. He's a sixth defenseman. 4 years. I don't know about that contract, but you'll be able to trade him. Easy enough. And I don't think CC's as bad as everyone makes him out to be. To be honest with you. Um, so thank you, Warrior. um, Kip, I know you're the real deal. So, yeah, I mean, but everyone's talking about, well, we got CC, so we had to trade Spence. As long as Drew Doughty is on this team, Spence was never going to be anything more than a fifth or sixth pairing. It's just the way it is. I mean, Spence was not going to be a top four on this team. You got Doughty, Anderson, Edmondson, Clark. Who was it going to beat on that group? They were not going to have a second pairing of Clark and Spence. So, you know, it's just the way it is. And I do realize that CC's like 1 goal and 8 assists, but he wasn't brought in to score. So, do I think most comedians were theater kids? I don't know. I mean, well, I think if the Kings win tonight, they're tied with Edmonton and two out from first place. So, but Utah is winning right now. So, I mean, they could get first place, I suppose, or second place. I mean, first would be tough because I think Vegas beats them in the tiebreaker. Um, yeah, I mean, Red Wing fans, are tough. It's one of those things that, I mean, Stevie Eiserman's a legend, obviously. He's a first ballot Hall of Famer. Um, I would think that, Kip, let me take a real look on my iMac, baby. Um, but his leadership has not gotten them past the next level. Oh shit! Damn, Kip, I like these. I like the one best with no torso, and then let's take a look, baby. Here's some new merch ideas. Because I know you guys are probably sick of talking about Kings hockey. Damn, I have some talented fucking supporters in here. Um, well, it's not necessarily sad. I mean, it's tough to build a winner in this league, and they've got plenty of. Damn, this gets me excited that I actually could make money in this business. Um, so I love them all, Kip. To be honest with you, I'm not trying to be lazy, but whoa, whoa, whoa! Look at that face. Sorry about that, guys. Sorry about that. Um, at the end of the day, it's I don't want to be that comic who sells merch, but no one knows his act. Um, to answer your team, Mike, I'm a Pittsburgh Steeler fan. Sorry about that. Um, what up, Sunshine Jenkins? What up, hey baby? So Eiserman I don't know if he's the right GM for this team. I mean, he took over for Ken Holland, who's now the Kings GM, and I don't know. I mean, they have a ton of young talent, but it's just not. I think they were in on Panarin, but Panarin didn't want to play there. So that the weird thing is Panarin wanted to play in LA where he was going to get fucking dinged in taxes. I mean, Seattle wanted him. Seattle or Washington State, is that a no income tax state? I mean, they were offering like $2 million more than what Panarin got in LA. So I don't know. Let's get the business part out of the way, PayPal. Yeah, I mean, but now I have to set up a merch store, right? Although Buddhist Priest wants to get me a website, I'm not against a website, but my thing is, um, I want to really concentrate on this channel and really try and grow my Instagram in this channel. And the channel is growing. I mean, it's pretty fucking exciting, to be completely honest with you. But plenty of work to do. I don't want to be known as the guy who streams homeless people, but you know, well, Skid Row, I think there's something wrong with the stream right now. So, weirdly enough, there's something wrong with the LA Skid Row, but the Kensington Skid Row is fine. But I don't find. Um, Kensington very interesting to me. But a lot of people love it. So let's see what's going on here. Skid Row live cam. Let's see if it's back up and running. Yeah, they. Oh, okay. Well, I guess it's back up and running. Um, but it's not really. Um, I mean, Skid Row is absolutely the wonkiest section of Los Angeles. So I don't know. Um, someone was in the chat last night saying Canada's much worse. I've been to Canada, so I don't. Yeah, I mean Kensington's pretty boring right now, to be honest with you. Let's go cam 9. Let's go to camera 9. Not really much going on here either. So, oh no, I know, it's not I just think websites are so outdated. Like I can't recall the last time someone asked me for my website. It was, what's your Instagram? What's your TikTok? Now my TikToks, I've tried on TikTok. I just think I'm too old for the the medium, but my Instagram does fairly well. Um, so it's a work in progress. I don't already own it. I had it a long time ago, but I mean, I'm talking 2 years into comedy, and then I think a florist or a hairstylist got it. It's probably I can't imagine anyone squatting on earlskakel.com, but um, you know, and I know in terms of merch, it's not that I was turned off by merch, but I have a t-shirt on prowrestlingtees.com. I'm not trying to, I don't want you guys to buy it because I think they sell it for $25 and I only get $7 of it. That just seems to be kind of unfair, So I don't know. California Angels 7-1. I mean, but once again, it's the Angels still need fucking pitching. I mean, they showed me the batting averages of the starting lineup of the Angels. I was watching the first inning, like, holy fuck, man, every guy's hitting like 230. And I don't mean going to the dentist. Get it? My 230. Um, so oh, interesting. I did not know that. Well, I mean, I don't want to complain, and not that I'm in the business of stand up to sell merchandise. But I don't know. It just, I mean, that's almost as outrageous of a cut as YouTube is. Um, so, um, all right, we're gonna turn. All right, here's Kensington right now. I don't really see the appeal of Kensington, but there we go. So we'll say in terms of merch, but I think because I have such a distinct look that a t-shirt or a hat or whatever would be pretty here's a drug deal going on right here. Show downtown Tel Aviv. I can't show Tel Aviv without getting money. It's the Jew in me. Yeah, it's a barter transaction. Yeah, do we have any lip readers in the stream? Yeah, it's insider trading tips. I guess something you confront. Yeah, but I need money to get to the Tel Aviv. Bill, why don't you ask David Lucas to marry you? He probably would. Is that Stevie Lou? Was that Stevie Lou that just walked by? I love you, Bill. I'm just fucking with you, dude. Whoa. Isn't this crazy? People doing drugs. Damn, it's got to be cold in Philly. This guy's got the Fent lane too. Maybe this is the new spot. Fast Times at Richmond High, baby. See that sign? Bob Macaroon. I don't even know who that is. Did you mean Bob McAdoo? Yeah, hit the like and subscribe button, guys. It's really free. It costs you guys nothing. I don't ask for money. Although had some very high donors lately. Watch out, Kevin Brennan. Damn. This guy's got the half Fent lane. And I'm not making fun of him. I'm just exposing this shit. Well, maybe I'm making a little fun of him. Uh-oh. He just lost her. What the fuck? Is that Senbat? Man, the freaks are out in Kensington tonight. Tell you that much. What do you mean it's hard to watch? I'm showing you life, baby. I'm showing you real life in the city. I did a comedy show with him a couple years ago. I mean, whoa, 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 the cops are coming. Yeah, hit the like and subscribe button, please. I don't ask you guys for much. And I have about 1,500 videos of my stand up. So you guys are probably going, well, this guy's a fucking comic. Tell a joke, bitch. What's up, Pinky? What up, Jordan? Well, all right, this is very exciting. Earl Skakel live in the house. I know you guys have to look at my face every now and then. Sorry about that. Um, get the firehouse. I'm just trying to entertain you guys for an hour and you know, take it from there. The LA Kings are playing the Vancouver Canucks in about 30 minutes. Well, oh. So thank you, DJ. I do my best, DJ. I mean, there's worse channels on the air, I'll tell you that much. Is that Tommy Jordan? From each album. That could take a while, TB. Let's go Canucks. I might have to suspend you with that kind of talk. Well, this guy's wearing a mask. What the fuck? The freaks are out tonight in Kensington. Oh, I know. It ain't pretty, the drug problem. Well, it's not that I like to work alone, DJ. It's just I'm not really making money on this stream yet. So I can't do this stream and lose money. But one day we'll talk. And that's not me blowing you off. It's just, right now I'm just trying to grow the channel. Eric Swalwell, boy, he was out of control, man. But he can still run for president with his resume. What the fuck? This reminds me of the video for the Rolling Stones song, Waiting for a Friend. See, the problem, DJ, is that I stream at very random times. You know, like I might stream again tonight at 3 in the morning. No, they have the Fent. It's called the Fent Lane. Yeah, I mean, 10,000 subs, I think that's when you see the channel popping. You know, like right now, I would say the average of the last 7 or 8 streams, I've gotten 50 new subscribers in each stream, which is pretty fucking dope. Um, but um, you know, I think once you get to 10,000 subs, then you start getting hundreds of new subscribers a stream. And then before you know it, you're at 15, and then you're at 20, and yada yada yada. Now, obviously, I don't want to be known as the guy who streams homeless people, but you know, I'm interested in the subject. I'm just waiting for a friend, watching girls passing by. It ain't the latest trend. Yeah, Swalwell was out of control. You know, he's a typical politician. Tell us how to live, and he's got a nice rape resume. But you know, that's my favorite Stones song, to be honest with you. Is that guy wearing a rat shirt? Oh, I thought that was a rat shirt. My bad. My bad. Earl Skakel live in the house. Thank you very much for tuning in, guys. I appreciate it very much. If it weren't for you guys, the channel wouldn't be growing, but I very much appreciate it. I'm just waiting on a lady. I'm just waiting on a friend. Wait, is that the Alicia Marie, the comic that I know? What up, if it is? And what up, if it isn't? Whoa, whoa, I don't know what that means. Juan Ramirez in the house. I guess you're a big fan of the Smurfs. Well, I don't think Swalwell has to worry about a campaign anymore. No, I think that's either Quadfather or Tommy Jordan. I don't know. I'm a Pittsburgh Steeler fan. How dare you mention Tom Brady in my stream? It's safer single. You know, there's good things about being single, and there's bad things about being single. Why aren't we watching Tweakers? Yeah, this guy's brave. I think it's fascinating watching Tweakers, to be honest with you. Yeah, I mean, I met Dennis Rodman once at Roast Battle. He sat in my lap, and man, it was pretty scary. He's a big fucking boy. See, I like LA Skid Row better. No, that's not Dennis Rodman. Dennis Rodman's about a foot taller than this guy. Are they making out? Oh my god. Can you imagine how bad this guy in the green shirt's breath is? Yeah, let me check on LA Skid Row. I'm not vibing with this Skid Row. It's not as fun. Not that watching meth addicts is fun, but you know what I'm saying. I'm trying to expose the corruption in my city. You guys think I'm doing this for $2? Shit. I mean, I show clips of my comedy and the fucking, you know, there's 30 people in here. So, well, the Skid Row cam is having troubles right now. So I don't know what's going on. Yeah, I don't know what's happening with the LA Skid Row cam. Let's see. Yeah, it's we do have some new cams. Um, so and I love the people who think I'm actually streaming on my balcony. Like, don't you find it weird that there's no noise when I'm streaming? Um, Earl, Earl, how about a 30-minute rushed Ink Master tattoo? I know, isn't that the fucking craziest thing? Excuse me. People get fucking mad when I mean, this guy just moved into the fucking street. This guy be chilling right now. I mean, it's tough. A lot of new tents in Skid Row. Shauna, I don't know what they're there for because they don't do anything. So what I'm trying to do is expose the corruption of, there's fucking hundreds of millions of dollars have been spent on homeless outreach. And why would you say this sidewalk reeks? I don't know why you would say that. Hey, plan B is really plan A if you think about it. See, I just did a little quick joke. Hey, hey. Well, I do it just to show people like where are the hundreds of millions of dollars that we've spent as taxpayers to help these people. You know, this is a fucking open air drug market, and then people get mad at me for taping it. You know, what up? Are you ready to rock? We got you rock right here. You know, well, I don't know about trillions, but I'm just talking about in Los Angeles. We literally have spent, I've heard hundreds of millions. Some people say it's over a billion. Now, I don't know if that's the case, but you know, where's the money going? I'm not the bad guy here. Thank you for that. I don't know what that was. Oh, yeah, and go to Austin. Next time you go to the mothership, as you walk to the mothership on 6th Street, you will be accosted. If you walk 2 blocks to get to the mothership, you will be asked 5 times for money. And in Austin, they're fucking aggressive. They don't ask for a dollar. They ask for 5, 10, and, they're kind of aggressive, to be honest with you. What up, Sharon, Australia? Oh, I'm not gonna stop taping. Well, I don't know who it's big business for. I guess the government and the politicians that line their fucking pockets, you know? And this stream does good. We stopped a woman from being sex trafficked the other night. I mean, I don't know if we stopped it, but we made the cops aware of the situation, and she hasn't been back on the street since, at least on this particular street, you know. So, well, your mom's tent is that green one. I know because I was in it last night. See what I did there? I'm just too good. Just shut up and hit the subscribe button. Come on, man. You're never gonna be quicker than me. So just be cool. Be cool.
Well, I'd love to see what you look like at Alcatraz. Fake name, no photo. I mean, usually the people who critique someone's looks and don't have their name or photo up, are real oinkers, to be honest with you. Sorry, I'm just keeping it real, man. I mean, it is kind of a burn, to be honest with you. I mean, I don't even know who Lord Frankenberry is. The cereal? What the fuck? Very fast, baby. Very fast. Well, I mean, I think, they gotta want help. I have someone in my family who not we, like, my family, parents, when they were alive, spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on rehab for this person, and it didn't do any good. They didn't want to get better. And it's not like you're giving up, but if they don't want to get better, they're not going to get better. It's just the way it is. No, this is Hackamania. This is live from Hackamania. People still there. There's Shmuel Buckman. There's Teamster Tim. Come on now. I'm just kidding. Stugatz. Earl Skakel live in the house. I'm still trying to work through the difficulties on my phone. Yeah, I mean, I don't really look. I don't see black or white people here. I just see people. And when you think about it, white is a color. So no, they'll start a fire later on tonight. I mean, that was wackadoony last night. That's for sure. And yes, we are watching this on, oh my God, live TV one. Sometimes I joke around and I say I'm recording this from my balcony, and people are like, really? Even though that's right in the middle of the screen. What the fuck? But they're taking the stream from someone too, so I don't feel too bad about jacking their stream. Earl Skakel live in the house. I'm in a good mood today, so troll away. Hit the subscribe button too, though. Please. I appreciate it. It helps my channel grow. Oh, is this guy peeing? I think that guy was peeing. No, he's just got the fent lane. Oh man, he's got a dog with him. Jesus, man. That dog could have gotten on that corner on his own. He didn't need him. Shit. What's the point of this? The point of this is to expose the corruption of the California government that's taken on hundreds of millions of dollars of taxpayers' money under the guise of we're going to help these people. And does this look like they've been helped? I don't think so. Shit. I want to know where my tax dollars have gone. I get taxed to fund this center's uh, welfare, and this is what my money has gotten me. This is real life, baby. This ain't California with Pam Anderson jogging. Was that guy a shapeshifter? With Pam Anderson and her fucking big jugs flopping around. Well, the Dow is at 50,000. I'll give Trump that. I want a high definition cam of this. Well, I'm sorry, I'm not a good enough camera for you. I'm sorry. How about thank you for exposing the corruption? How about thank you for humping your way all over this country and Canada to make people laugh? Shit. We don't do the Jesus talking here, bro. Where was Jesus on 9/11? It was on his lunch break? Let me guess, it wasn't God's plan. It's not God's fault. But when something good happens, you'll be the first to say it's God's plan. Get the fuck out of here, Holmes. Oh, you're welcome, Sean. I'm just fucking around. Schwarzenegger was better, but he was also anyone. I would have been better after Gray Davis. Shit. Don't worry about why we're watching it. We're watching it because we're exposing political corruption. Come on now. What do you want me to interview Bedabbler? The fuck? You want me to interview a Shmuel Buckman on how fun Hackamania was? Like, come on, man. There's 100 channels that are doing that shit. This ain't one of them, brother. This is life, baby. This is the real world. And I'm telling you, Jesus isn't Lord. How come Jesus lets all the young altar boys get molested by the priest? Was Jesus on his lunch break? You fool. Thank you, Kip Smith. We'll talk later. Yeah. Did Jesus stop Epstein? Ask Virginia Guthrie about Jesus. All the bad shit in the world that happens is never Jesus' fault, but when anything good happens, oh, it's the Lord's plan. Shit. Did I ever meet Epstein? Do I look like I'd hang out at an island that fucks underage women? Well, I don't know what that means. Uh, yeah, I'll have what you're having. I mean, we got some real freaks in the stream tonight. You got it, Kip Cash. You're a fucking soldier. Kip Cash is a soldier of the Earl Army. These are real people. This isn't an episode of Baywatch. Is Dr. Nova in here? All right, I love it. Dr. Nova, finally a man, a voice of reason. Or it could be a woman. I don't know. Dr. Nova is a real internet provocateur. Should I live stream from Alex Duong's service on Friday? No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Yeah, this is the real deal. I mean, this really could be potluck at the comedy store. It could be roast battle. It could be, hackamania at the airport. Um, you know, I'm just kidding, DJ. I'm just kidding. Yes, I'm actually going because I knew him. I could show you right now 100 texts between me and Alex Duong. Ask anyone else at that funeral. They couldn't show you one. Unbelievable. EA Sports. It's in the game. Yeah, it is live, but the feed's a little choppy tonight for some reason. Hold on, I'll be right back. I got a pee to be honest with you. Play nice, play nice. I'm back. Back in the New York groove. CEO, this isn't Pollock. We don't do jokes in here. Come on now. This is Los Angeles, California, baby. Earl Skakel in the house. Well, that's a little personal, idiot. I haven't talked to her in 4 years. Unfortunate, seeing that I asked her to marry me, but I tried. I don't reach out. I mean, that's a long, 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 long story. So, I don't chase people when I think I was not in the wrong. So I would say we were probably both in the wrong. Uh, it is former CEO. Oh, that's all good. Idiocracy. I don't. I can sleep at night with how I treated her. So I have no idea what she's up to. Last I heard, she was in New York. She could move back here. She could live in the next building over, and I would not know. So I don't go on. I have not been on her social media in 4 years. So you know, but I'll go to I'm an open book. Well, it takes two to make a thing go wrong, too. Yeah, the video is frozen. I'm not sure what's wrong with the stream tonight. But let me bop around and see if I can find another stream that is not frozen so much. And oh, Kings. This is actually a big game for the Kings. Nobody wants to finish in the last wild card spot because then you're going to have to face Colorado, and nobody wants that. Not to say that you couldn't beat Colorado, but the odds are not in your favor. Go back to Kensington. I mean, Kensington is definitely less frozen. But let's go to Kensington right now, and hopefully this will get the numbers up. No, no, I'm good on weed, baby. Oh, that's cool, DJ. DJ, let me know next time you're in the neighborhood. I'm right down the street from the Comedy Store. Yes, this is sad, but that's why I'm showing it. This is real life. This is the real deal. Yeah, I mean, I would wear this outfit, the plaid with a camouflage vest over it. Yes, but yeah, I think that is that Eleanor's sister? Hey, is that Ronnie in the green shirt? Ronnie. Oh, that's a real deep cut. If you know who Ronnie is, I'm going to assume most of you don't, except for Dr. Nova. And yes, this is a screenshot. I'm not recording from my Philadelphia estate. I love Ron White. He's a very cool guy. Ron White gets it. Ron White is a guy who gets it. No, not Ronnie the limo driver. Ronnie, Soviet skunk who dated Eleanor Kerrigan. Ronnie the limo driver. I don't think Eleanor dated Ronnie the limo driver. Is that Tommy Jordan? That's a little Dabbleverse joke for you guys right there. I mean, Ron White's the type of guy that if he was outside smoking weed and you went up to him, he'd give you a puff. I'd wear this outfit playing ball hockey. Knee length blue shorts, a nice orange t-shirt to move around in. I mean, this is a tough game for the Kings because Vancouver's got nothing to lose. They stink, so they're just playing loosey goosey. Oh, I think you can guess what they're grabbing in that bag. Oh, that's cool, Dr. Nova. Ron White offered me weed at the dog park once. He just opened up his little box of weed, and Red Band was there. Hinchcliffe was there. Ron Jeremy. No, I'm not about Ron Jeremy here. I mean, I've seen Harlan Williams at the Comedy Store, but usually when I'm getting there to go on, he's leaving. Yeah, you got that right, Roman. Scary thing is Matt Johnson, one-time Los Angeles King heavyweight enforcer. He was, and he might still be homeless on the streets of Santa Monica. How fucked up is that? He was supposed to be the next Bob Probert. Hey, Soviet skunk, we can talk hockey. I'm thinking about going to New York to. I asked Kevin Brennan today if I could host the comedy show in May, but he didn't really give me an answer. I'm not going to beg to be the host of a show with Chad, Levy, and Brennan, but it would be fun. We were watching the stream home from Kensington. I think he is shooting up, knowing that there's cameras there. But yeah, people will get mad at me for filming it. Hey, hit the like and subscribe button, pretty please. That would be very cool. I don't know. I don't know. The guy's looking right at us. John, I don't know about that one. I mean, I did not do well at Hackamania, but they wanted like Dabbleverse jokes. This one I could do straight jokes and I think do pretty good. The Yeah guy from the Sandlot kept coming to the Comedy Store for a while. The Kensington, Philadelphia camera, baby. It's a public stream. public street. I have the permission of the people of the United States of America. Yeah, this is anything but normal. Trust me on that one. Yeah, the yeah guy. Pretty big dude now. I haven't seen people fight on this one. I saw a few fights on the Skid Row stream in LA. Hey, baby doll, we don't do all caps in here. Yeah, let me know, DJ. I'll put you on the list. I don't have any track marks, homie. My camera's not that good, baby. I mean, you can make it out of this situation, but you gotta want it, baby. Idiocracy, she was talking about going to watch me, not sign up for potluck. I mean, I don't have a lot of fans, but the ones I do have are cool. Thank you, DJ. No hockey tonight. I get the night off, thank God. Yeah, I thought it was funny about the list. I mean, not the most creative thing. You're just going back to an old idea, but pretty good. Cruise ships actually do pay very well, but it's the worst comedy. You have to be really bad and hacky and hey, where are you from, buddy? I don't do that shit. I mean, there's people who live on just doing cruise ships, but it's kind of a road to nowhere, to be honest with you. Well, you don't study how to become a comic. You just do it. Like, there's no class, there's no fucking you just got to do it, in my opinion. Well, that's not really cruise ship comedy. That's a specific targeted event. Uh, so that's different. I'm talking about going on a carnival cruise with just like regular people who have no idea who you are, and you have to do a clean show, then you got to do a dirty show, or it's not specifically a dirty show, but the later show you can like do your regular act. So, you know, Literally the guy in the orange t-shirt is the dealer. But if you need the money, or you're kind of content with your life, cruise ship comedy's fine. But every comic's different. Like the first guy I ever did the road with, I think I told you guys this story, but there's some new people in the stream, so I'll repeat it a little bit. This guy by the name of Roger Peltz, he was an older guy. What up, Pel? And we were doing the infamous, for comics, for West Coast comics anyway, the infamous Winnemucca, Elko, Nevada 2-night road gig, where the first night you're at literally in the lobby of a hotel doing comedy, and then the next night you're at Winner's Casino in Winnemucca. It's just like the biggest shithole casino. Like, just it makes the plaza seem like the new Wynn Hotel. And you know, I was the feature act, and Roger Peltz was the headliner. And it was just like Roger was one of those old school road comics. He was a guy that, he was kind of a weird celebrity. Like, he was on Match Game and $25,000 Pyramid and Make Me Laugh and all those 70s and early 80s shows. And, I would guess he was probably in his early 60s when I did this gig in like 2001. I was a new comic, so I was just happy for any gig, even though the drive was like 12 fucking hours, because Winnemucca and Elko, they're deep. And he was a killer, man. Like, I didn't really know what a good comic or a bad comic was, but Roger was fucking, like, he should have been famous. But you could just tell he just loved doing the road. He was single. He probably fucked any girl he wanted at these shitty small town gigs. Got paid in cash. So I remember going, I don't want to be like this guy when I'm a better comic. So, um, you know, I mean, I just remember the drive was really fucking brutal. And the funny thing was, I was with my girlfriend at the time, and I had a Ford Expedition. So a pretty fucking slow car. And I think I was going like 115 miles an hour because there's a stretch between Elko and Winnemucca where it's literally nothing. So hold on here. DJ Electro is probably $2. Any lyric ideas for trans intro song are all. Thank you very much, DJ. None right now. So I was literally just driving, like you're just in a trance because there's nothing to look at but mountains. And of course, I get pulled over. The cop was pretty pissed because I think if you drive over 105, they can arrest you. And the cop, I think, literally said, like, "What the fuck are you doing?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm just a comic. We're driving from LA. I got a gig tonight at the Winners Casino, blah, 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 blah." And he's like, "Tell me a joke and I'll write you up for going 90." And I forget what joke I told him, but he laughed. So he wrote me up for going 90. I don't think he wanted to deal with waiting for a tow truck. I don't know how long it would have taken a tow truck to find me. And that's probably the second funniest interaction with a cop I've ever had. First time or the other time was I'm driving back from Frisco with Rob Schneider, and Rob had to get home. He got like an emergency movie offer that he had to get home by a certain time. And Rob and I, this is when I had a Dodge Magnum, and Rob was like, "You pay." Rob was like, "Drive as fast as you can. I'll pay for any tickets." I'm like, "What about my fucking insurance if I get a ticket?" He's like, "I'll pay for everything. Just get me home." So I'm probably going 100, 110 halfway from Frisco to LA. And of course, we get pulled over. The cop, I could tell the way he got out of the car. He was pissed. Definitely could have arrested me. And he puts his head in the window and goes, "Do you know what the?" And Rob's like, "Hey, officer." And the officer instantly recognized Rob Schneider. And the officer was like, "Well, I just wanted to make sure you guys weren't lost." So, yeah, well, yeah, I don't, I was lucky in that regard in terms of points on my licenses. Interesting. I'm talking about life, baby. I'm talking about life. Earl Skakel in the house. What a shitty cop. Not really. We're gonna look at my face for a little bit. Let me troll the internet. Oh wait, I think that's the Quadfather. Hold on. Is that Quadfather coming back from Vegas? Where's the police chase? Can you send me a link? Those always get the numbers up. Yeah, Atlanta, LA. I gotta mute it because there's a song playing. Hold on. Well, we got actual cops. Hold on, let me try and find this police chase. Those always do big numbers for daddy. Like how I just call myself daddy. What the fuck? Earl Skakel live in the house. Thank you guys for tuning in tonight. We be chilling right now. We be chilling. Oh shit, DJ Electra giving me whoa. We got sorry about that. I got a lot of moving parts here. I'm just trying to make it. Hold on here. We're gonna have a police chase, live police chase in a minute, courtesy of DJ Electric. Give her a follow, please. Um, Earl Skakel live in the house. So I don't have a producer, guys. So let's see. Let me get to my Instagram page. You guys are chilling right now. Earl Skakel live in the house. Excuse me. This drink isn't carbonated. My bad. My bad. Let's see here. I love this stream now. I finally have a okay. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Now it's CBS, so I got to be.
Yeah, so we're southbound the 110 freeway. Desmond is back with us. He's overhead in Skakel. This is the issue with the Bravo airspace. So we're not going to be able to follow it any further south. At some point, we'll have to make a decision and go around the freeway. He gets off at Gage. These are suspects that are thought to be armed and dangerous burglary suspects that LA Impact, which is a regional crime suppression task force, had been after. This was following in the San Fernando Valley as we go now eastbound here off of the 110 freeway. This had been a following in the San Fernando Valley. They've been chasing several of these cars. There had been like at least 2 or 3 different cars involved in this. LA Impact had been surveilling them. In fact, still have a surveillance helicopter that is overhead or surveillance airship overhead that has been trying to keep track of these guys. LAPD is part of this. CHP is a part of this. There may actually be 2 separate chases going on right now. One with the one we're looking at and a separate one going down the 110 freeway where those we saw those police cars going. So the issue we're having right now, though, is we are in that very sensitive LAX airspace. Yeah. So we're trying to watch them as this guy moves eastbound through the area here. But he is right there. He has been going very fast. Now, I'm going to bring Des in because Des, as I mentioned, you've been hearing a bunch of different types of cars that were involved in this. The most recent one that we believe we were following was a Chevy Malibu. Does this look like a Malibu to you? It kind of does, right?
Yeah, it does look like a Chevy Malibu, but we've been hearing a lot of chatter back and forth with
Chevy Malibu. They're fast.
Several helicopters that are overhead this right now. And we know that there were multiple cars involved at an earlier juncture, and the suspects got out and ran. Some of them may have gotten inside of this vehicle. They've been saying that they do have 2 people in custody, and they recovered a gun from that other vehicle that was involved. But there could still be another weapon in this vehicle in play. And it's not clear how many people are inside of that silver Malibu here. Obviously, really difficult for us to try to track this here, is where he's kind of trying to parallel.
Well, CW, what am I supposed to do?
LAPD into the LAX airspace.
It's the LAX airspace, baby.
So give us a second to try to reacquire this vehicle here, and we'll get right back with you.
Well, Mike, you mentioned the San Fernando Valley. You mentioned these are burglary suspects. So could this be part of the team of burglars that we've covered in the past that go into the San Fernando Valley and hit the homes?
For sure. And we're actually listening right now. They have gotten out of there on foot now, Juan. So that's why Des was not able to see them. They're on East 62nd Street, 400 block of East 62nd Street, where they bailed out. So Des is going to look.
And that ain't a good neighborhood. Trust me on that one.
Circumstances now the FAA has forbidden us from being in it at all. LAPD is not even being allowed in the airspace. There is a surveillance helicopter that has been up. They're up at like 7,500 feet, so they're okay. But I can tell you where they were looking earlier, Juan, was the hills above Tarzana. So just south of the 101 freeway, south of Ventura Boulevard, up there. That is where the surveillance helicopter had been doing circles and kind of surveilling them. There were several suspects. We got into a following here, and we got down from the 101 and then down and further into this area. Now, what we need to figure out and what we're working on here is to see if there is still that second set of this that is happening, or if this is just the only thing. So there have been, as Desmond mentioned, 2 suspects that have already been taken into custody. There have been 2 crashes. Right side of your screen is video from right before we came on the air here, southbound on the 110 freeway. So there has been just a lot going on. What makes it harder, Juan, is this is LA Impact. LA Impact is a regional crime suppression task force with officers from a ton of different departments that is headed up by the California Department of Justice. So it's difficult for us to get information out of them, especially during an active incident. We also can't hear them on any of our radios. So that's what makes the information a bit challenging here. And of course, now to add to the top of that, we're dealing with two separate airspace issues: the Dodgers flight restrictions, as well as LAX's Bravo airspace that we're not being allowed into. So Des is trying to find the termination of this, where we know is the 400 block of East 62nd Street, where the suspects got out and ran on foot. They were described as three men wearing all black. So we'll wait to see if LAPD is going to be able to take them into custody. Hopefully that is happening soon. But again, everything's just kind of complicated by all of the airspace.
They're special Fords. They're not your stock Fords.
Fernando Valley. So they were looking for these teams of burglars. They kind of fell out of the news cycle for a little bit, but here we are again. Three men dressed in black, two separate pursuits, burglaries, San Fernando Valley. Could they be at work again? Yeah, absolutely. And I think, especially if LA Impact is getting involved, LA Impact does really do some good, deep investigative work. And again, funded by they're headed up by the California Department of Justice. So they do a lot of really good work here to try to get these guys. And this is sometimes how it happens. A lot of times LA Impact does this work and they're able to make these traffic stops, and these people do stop when they're supposed to, and it doesn't turn into a pursuit. But every now and again, we do get these pursuits with LA Impact. And that's what gets a little bit tricky, right? Is
the blacks are back. Come on now, dude. You don't know that.
LAPD airship that has been talking on the CHP frequency. They've been talking on North Hollywood's frequency, West Valley's frequency. A lot of different kind of things at play here to try to get this.
Yeah, let's get to 100 people and 100 likes, baby.
And obviously, we're waiting to see what the status is of the remaining suspects. And it looks like I can't tell if that's the end of it or if that's just construction work. Looks like construction work. Mike, well, you mentioned the Impact team, and you're having even trouble listening to them on the police scanners. How are we getting information then that this pursuit is stopped? There's people in custody. Is that a separate frequency? It is, yeah, because when CHP and LAPD got involved, we're able to hear on their frequency. So they're not even really able to switch over to Impact's frequencies. They're just kind of trying to relay information from the helicopters and all the other things that are available. The Impact stands for Interagency Metropolitan Police Apprehension Crime Task Force.
They could be Mexican.
Again, it's a statewide or a region-wide.
I mean, white people commit crimes too. Shit.
Southern California region.
Well, Mike, the good news is here 2 burglary teams may be off the streets tonight, apprehended by this Impact team. We're going to keep monitoring this breaking news story. Desmond will hopefully get to the termination point. We're going to bring you the very latest coming up on CBS LA at 8 on cable.
All right, well, that was fun. Thank you, DJ. That was fun. And thank you very much for tuning in to the Earl Skakel Crime Channel. I'm the real fucking deal. I show you the real side of life, not the LA side of life that you guys have grown up in your hillbilly towns watching Baywatch with Pam Anderson and her big fake jugs. Come on now. Well, this was a bad police chase if you're going to judge it on a scale of 1 to 10. I'd give it about a 4. But it's also very tough to damn, I want to watch this.
This has been the nicest flight I've ever been on, but we're about to see whether this next plane is any better because we're about to board.
I almost want to. Damn, this guy has 3 million subscribers.
These Q suites, and because they have 3 different sizes.
Well, your mom didn't seem to think I looked like Herman Munster last night, but then again, she never saw my face. See what I did there? I'm just too fast, bro. I'm way too fast. So you guys just gotta be cool. Don't come into my stream thinking you're going to get the best of me. You ain't, brother. And anyone who comes into another man's stream based on critiquing their looks is a real homo, to be honest with you. I love Anna Nicole Smith. What up, Hugo? I'm just chilling right now. I love watching these airplane travel channels because I actually like flying, but only in first class. I can't fly in coach with the pores. I just can't. So I'm sorry about that. I keep it real. I keep it real. So this guy was talking a big game.
Yeah, and there is just can I just
Damn.
everyone wants to everyone wants to take a look at my
Yeah, Etihad. This might be Etihad.
I just want to say these are all first class passengers and they're all completely shocked by what I have in my room. It's unlike any airplane experience I've ever been in my life. I've got a long 13-hour flight.
13-hour flight. Fuck.
So let's kick it off by checking out what free stuff you get here. Now, just like the other planes, you get a bag of amenities that features things like
That is a nice. Well, I'm sure this isn't fun for you guys, but just watching me watch someone's channel. So let's see what's happening in Skid Row. If you guys have any stand-up comedy questions, what is I can't get the Mr. Beast song out of my head. What is a belief you hold that might be completely wrong? Well, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. It's one of those things that I don't know if the belief is wrong or not. So,
Yeah, I will be kind about.
oh, I can't watch this.
Not gonna sit around and be a.
I don't know. That's a Gino Visconti's wife. I'm not there yet. I mean, I don't know. I mean, maybe that certain people are guilty of allegations. You know. Listen. I mean. Oh, I absolutely see stand up and improv is different arts. Stand up, you're up there by yourself. So you can pretty much do your own thing. Improv, and I was kicked out of the Groundlings. Big shock there. And I was kicked off because I basically, it was a scam. And, but improv, my ex used to go to UCB, Upright Citizens Brigade. You have to rely on your other people, your scene partners. And sometimes you're in a scene with 7 people. Sometimes it's just you. I do have a podcast called Inappropriate Earl. It's on Apple Podcasts and SoundCloud. Those are the only two. And I think it's an iHeartMedia. But I don't do it too much anymore. I mean, I make more money streaming on YouTube than you got to understand. I make very little money streaming, but I make even less doing my Inappropriate Earl podcast. So, I make about $1,000 a month doing this, something along those lines. Sometimes less, really never more. And that's way more than I ever made doing my podcast. So, well, it depends on the role. I mean, stand-ups usually aren't good actors, to be honest with you, because they're used to everything being about me. And I'm an improv stand-up from the standpoint of I never really have a set list. I go out there and I let the energy of the crowd. It's very similar to what I do in this stream. When I started this stream 84 minutes ago, we'll go another 6 minutes, guys. I did not have an idea of what I want to talk about. So, I just go where the energy and the chat takes me. I mean, I could see Stanhope, just because of his life experiences, being a good actor. Like I was a good actor and I'm dying up here because they basically told me you're the bitter late night comic. Bingo. I don't really watch that show. to be honest with you. So I can't say I'm a fan of it, but I'm not a fan of it. So you know, I do love me some bowling for soup. But I love, it's very talent. I mean, improv, good improv is no, because crowd work is very impromptu. Improv in terms of like Groundlings or UCB, it's it's a different skill set. It truly is. It just crowd work is, and there's a reason why they say in like a court of law, never ask a question you don't know the answer to. It's kind of similar with crowd work. Crowd work's magical when it works, but when it doesn't work, it can kill a room. So I hope that answers your questions. We'll go 5 more minutes, kids. 5 more minutes. And we will live another day. Hit the like and subscribe button if you can. I would humbly appreciate it. And also, if you don't like the stream, you can leave at any time. I am not the only person streaming right now. So enjoy that. Yes, 4 more likes. Let's get to 100. Is there a solution to the homeless in LA? I mean, it has nothing to do with money. We literally have spent probably over $1 billion in homeless outreach. And this is what homeless outreach gets you. This is exactly what hundreds of millions of dollars, if not billions, has gotten you. The night of the living fucking dead. Well, only hit the like button if you like what you're seeing or hearing. I mean, no one's going to like seeing this, but at the end of the day, this is where the money is. There's no money in helping these people, because if there was, we could help every state in the union just based on what California has gotten. Where's the money? Where did the money go? That's all I want to know. You know? This is Los Angeles right here. Skid Row in the fucking house. Hey, we got to 100 likes. Thank you very much. Oh, yeah. Well, Joey Urell's going after Jeff harder than I ever did. I actually spoke with Joe last night about it. I'm like, Joe, you knew what Jeff was 5 years ago, but you still worked with him because he dangled the carrot of 15 minutes of fame in front of you. Now that 15 minutes is up, and all of a sudden you have a problem with him. I left Roast Battle in the prime of the show. Trust me, I could have loitered on that show for a very long time, but I didn't. So. But I mean, seriously, is that Damian Ciampa, the AEW wrestler? Where is the money, man? I don't really have close friends in the comedy world. Eric Roach is a very good friend. Jerry Roach is a very good friend. And then a couple comics you guys have probably never heard of. Of course she is. Sarah knows what Jeff is, but she makes money off of him. So there you go. And that's disappointing to me about Sarah, to be honest with you. You know, it really is. Everyone knows what Jeff is. I'm literally the only guy to say anything. Of course, Joe's coming in when it's way too late. It's like, Joe, he's never going to help you, bro. Your window of opportunity to get the jet. Whoa, what is this? That's a Skid Row 9.5. First, the Kill Tony comics aren't good. They're literally trained to do 1 minute. But then when they're asked to headline, go to any Kill Tony show where the headliner is from Kill Tony. And honestly, give me your opinion on it. It ain't pretty. I mean, that's probably why they do have the same manager. That's probably why me and Sarah don't talk anymore, because she doesn't want Jeff to know she talks to me. That's LA comedy in a nutshell. I'm the bad guy. Like it's crazy, man. I'm sure am I, but see, I'm the opposite way. Roast battle doesn't get to Jeff unless me and Moses have kept it together for 2 years before Jeff even got there. But Jeff did typical what Jeff does. He comes into a show he didn't build, he didn't create, he ruins it, takes all the meat off the bone, and then goes to the next show. Then he went to, after roast battle, he went to historical roast, and those kids had developed that show for 10 fucking years. And I remember when they were filming it, I said, just make sure Jeff doesn't change what it is, a vehicle for him, because that's not what historical roast is. And of course, they did one season on it was horrible on Netflix. And now I guarantee you those kids haven't taken a meeting since. And Jeff moves on to the next show idea. Here's your banana on Broadway or whatever it was. Oh, there's a lot of bad comics. I'm not picking on Kill Tony comics specifically, but the problem with Kill Tony comics is, they get their 15 minutes of fame early and then they don't know what to do with it. You take them out of the Kill Tony environment and it's tough. I'm gonna use an example that's probably gonna lose most of you, but it's like Desmond Child is a songwriter, but his real run was in the 80s where he wrote for Kiss, Aerosmith, Heart, Ricky Martin later. Probably the greatest songwriter of this generation. But if you took him out of that comfort zone of 80s glam power ballads and put him in a room with, say, Metallica and said, write them a song, they'd probably stare at him for 3 hours and not a word would be spoken. So, well, I don't know if I would say um, New York comics are friendlier. I think they treat good comics better. Like in LA, you could be a great comic, but if you don't have a following, people won't talk to you. Where in LA, I think it's in New York, I think it's the opposite. Of course, drug abuse plays a problem in it. I mean, that's a full functioning drug tent right there. Nobody cares. No, I think New York's pretty cutthroat. But in New York, there's also more opportunities. Could you do Anchorage comedy? Yeah, but I wouldn't. I mean, I could go to Anchorage, Alaska tomorrow, perform there the whole weekend, kill on every show, and it's going to do me no good. No one's going to see it other than the people who are there at the show, which, is not going to do me any good at all. You got to understand, I'm 57. I can't be doing comedy in Anchorage, Alaska, hoping that's my shot. I got to get up in front of industry or whatever, make my own fucking moves. Well, they can get it from someone else. I'm not going to Anchorage. No offense to Anchorage. Well, I'm going to assume you're a man if Bill Cosby was a favorite. But he was a great comic, much like OJ was a great football player. You got to give him the props. Earl Skakel live in the house. We're just chilling right now. You guys are comedy soldiers. I don't think comedy is dead. You know, this is Los Angeles, California. I think the problem with comedy in general is just that anyone can do it. And, you know, these shows like Kill Tony, Roast Battle as well, you know, they just give people their 15 minutes and they're not ready. So, um, DA, I don't know what that means. You know, so, you know, when you're asked to headline, you're asked to do an hour. And it's not just physically doing an hour, it has to be a good hour. Most roast battle, Kill Tony comics, they literally don't have 10 minutes. So what are you going to do the next 50? Shitty crowd work? And you could fool people to come into a comedy club once. Good luck fooling them a second time. Yeah, I saw James Painter go up a couple weeks ago. That was the night I did that AEW set at the Comedy Store, and all my friends from AEW watched Painter, and they were so fucking weirded out by him. They sobered up real fast. Well, I think Burr is, of course, they select odd people. The odder, the better. Um, you know, um, you know. I think the problem with Burr is, you know, there's no way you can keep your fastball if you are you're making millions of dollars. I mean, total sellout by him and everyone else who went to the Riyadh Comedy Festival. You know, I mean, Bill Burr, I'm blown away he went. I mean, his wife is black. In Saudi Arabia, they don't like blacks, they don't like women, they don't like gays. So have Bill Burr's wife go over there and not say her last name is Burr and see how she gets treated. I mean, I think they have auditions and, you know, damn. 2-2, baby. 2-2, baby. Kings 2-2. This is a real fucking conundrum, this game. You know, people audition for Kill Tony. So it's a great show because people come to you. You don't have to find them. I did not know that. Yeah, I have. I've seen him at the Comedy Store kill. I mean, Theo's a character, man. You know, he's almost like a Larry the Cable Guy. Like, you know, Theo plays that country bumpkin, you know, like um character, and like you can't deny it. You just can't. Um so Earl Skakel live in the house. Let's get to 100 people in there. If we get to 100 people in here in the next 2 minutes, I'll do a full 2 hours. I'll do another 20 minutes. How fucking simple is that? But you know, you say what you want about Dan Whitney. The guy was a struggling comic. He comes up with this hillbilly character, kind of similar to Theo Vaughn, and bingo. He's a multi-millionaire now. I mean, Theo's funny. You know, I wouldn't say we started out together, but we did a lot of shows. You know, we used to do this shitty blues bar called Martini Blues in Huntington Beach. We would do shows like that. I mean, long before Theo. I mean, and remember, Theo wasn't a comic. He did Road Rules. I mean, playing in front of 20 people in the main room of the Comedy Store sucks because it's just cavernous and you can hear your thoughts. Uh, but you can you know, the good thing is you can really concentrate on those 20 people. You could look all of them in the eye. What really sucks is if they're, you know, you've got like 8 people in the front and then the other 12 are spread out in the back. And I always invite them to come down. I mean, I'm not going to say Dane Cook wasn't funny. You don't sell out Madison Square Garden or the Forum or all the other venues he played and not be funny. Was Dane Cook my kind of comic? No, but he was absolutely funny. I mean, Sarah Tiana is great. Um, no, I'm at 92, baby. I really should stop the stream right now. I mean, you could type it in all caps, but you don't become a multimillionaire by not being funny. And keep in mind, he's not my kind of comic. Like, so I personally don't like his style, but he's funny. Like, that's, you know, well, Dane was a marketer. You know, Dane, I always compare him to Kiss. Kiss aren't the greatest musicians, but they are entertainers and they put on a show. Okay, well, then I'll go for another 19 minutes. So, yeah, I mean, Dane was, you know, he's kind of similar to, you know, doing what Rogan did. You know, Rogan found a fan base of guys who think the earth is flat and, you know, like an Art Bell type of fan base and, you know, people who think pro wrestling is real and listen, you know, that's what I'm trying to do. I want a fan base that like thinks I'm the greatest comic of all time. So, but you know what I'm saying? Are you ready to rock? Uh, dude, no all caps in here. I don't care who you think is funny or who isn't funny. Please, baby doll, no all caps. Yeah, what are you, Gambool? But they are though, you know, that's like the weird thing is, you know, you like, you know, and we can almost relive the Ace Frehley you know, debate where Ace as a technical guitar player, there's 1,000 comics better than him. Which I think was um Gambool's point was like Ace stinks as a guitar player, but you know, my point was he does, but he still influenced generations of guitar players. But um, you know, yeah. So I mean, Dimebag Darrell was a great guitar player, and he loved Ace. I think he got buried with an Ace guitar. So you talking to me, Flatline? You know, for once, I agree with someone in the chat. I mean, me selling out was doing roast battle, to be honest with you. That's the funny thing. Yeah, this is Oh My God Live TV stream. I snipe it, but you know, he's sniping it. It's a public stream. It's a CCTV camera. So we the snipes snipe the snipers. I never got that close to Jeff, thank God. Joe Urell is taking up the cause of going after Jeff. Joe wanted me to interview him on Inappropriate Earl so he could talk shit about Jeff. I'm like, I'm done talking about Jeff unless you guys bring him up. Then I'll talk about him. But and half the reason I think you guys do it is just to get me going. But um, well, I was the house hater, like the heckler. And then the origin days of Roast Battle, the early days, it was a very important part of the show because back then the battles were fucking horrible. So me and Moses would just banter and we just kept the show going. I mean, roast battle would not have lasted 2 months without me and Moses, for whatever um, reason. Just I'd open mic level comics as the battlers. I think at that time, I was the only paid regular with Moses as a regular part of the show. I mean, Hinchcliffe was there from time to time. Tiana was there from time to time. And then I think once the show was on, or getting to the point where, hey, we're going to put this on TV, because of my battle with Joe Dosh, which a lot of people don't realize was the selling battle to get the show on television. I think Comedy Central was like, hey, we like that guy in the corner, but can he battle? Because we can't have him doing the racist stuff on TV. And so they, put me up against a few people. I beat them all. They put me up against Olivia, the darling of the show. I manhandled her. Um, they put me up against their Comedy Central's #1 roast rider. I knocked him out. They put me up against the guy who beat Jimmy Carr, Tom Ballard, but they rigged it for Jimmy to win. I beat him. I beat Jimmy. I lost to Tiana, but her manager was also managing 2 of the 3 judges. And I beat K. Trevor Wilson, the guy who runs the Canadian roast battle. So, I can, so people, when they ask me why I'm so angry or bitter about roast battle, I think I have pretty good reason to be. Um, I mean, I beat Jimmy Carr in roast battle, and then I brought him on stage one night at the Comedy Store. Jimmy's awesome. Yeah, but Jados, that literally, um, you talk about losing by winning. That was literally me losing. Well, what I want to do is eventually transition from talking about the homeless. I mean, at some point, this is going to get old to you people. And I want to try and figure out a way where I can like roast content. But, the tough thing about that is I've got to make sure my channel doesn't get dinged. Yeah, but he didn't beat Jimmy Carr in a roast battle. Are you ready to rock $5? What can you tell me about the girl Tony was married to? Well, you guys love getting the tea. Tony's wife was awesome. Ex-wife, she was awesome. I really enjoyed her. From Australia. I think she remarried and had a baby, I think. I mean, I reached out to her, I don't know, a year or 2 ago, just say, hey, I really miss you at the store. And I think what was her name? Scarlett? Charlotte or Scarlett? I forget. She was awesome. But I guess when her and Tony were beginning the proceeds of a divorce/breakup, she stopped coming to the store, obviously. And so I don't know about that, Sean. That really should have been a super chat question. That's a Carl with a K, baby doll. Thank you very much. Are you ready to rock? So it popped up into my head last night. What if I could roast content, but you'd have to make sure it's not copywritten content. Like I would love to watch comedy specials and critique them, but you're going to have to have the rights or the permission of that channel. So, I'm looking at ways of transitioning from the homeless thing, but I do, um, the homeless situation in my neighborhood I am interested in it. So we'll see what happens. Well, I don't, I can't speak to their divorce. I wasn't really, I mean, obviously, they got a divorce. But she was cool. I mean, I don't know if they still talk. It's none of my business. I try not to get into comics' personal lives. Um, but I liked her. Yeah, I mean, I would love to stream AEW, but I don't think that's going to last very long. Guys, we'll go another 10 minutes. This has been a rare 2-hour stream for Daddy. So thank you very much for tuning in tonight. It's been a fun Tuesday night stream. That's a fact, Jack. So that's what's next in my head for the stream. I mean, there has to be a way to maybe roast, I don't know, TV shows or do critiques, almost like a weekend update style of entertainment. I am related to Ethel Kennedy. She is my dad's sister. So who's your daddy? Well, Mimi, that's coming in a little too hot. I think you want me to be your daddy. Earl Skakel live in the house Tuesday night. Hit the like and subscribe button, pretty please. I'm just a small streamer. And we got a 2-on-1 shorthanded Vancouver. I think it hit the post there. A fat toast, $5. It's 32. Too late to try comedy and any writing tips. I started at 30. Thank you very much, at Fat Toast. It's never too late to start comedy, but I also, it depends what your goals are. I mean, listen, Rodney Dangerfield made it in his mid 50s. Now that's one example. That's just one person. Writing tips, I think the truth is always funnier. So if you have a funny story about the first time you had sex, or maybe the first time you jacked off, or not that everything has to be about sex, but the first time you got into a weird situation, that's always funny. And you have to do it a lot. Now, like I said, I don't know what your goal is. You don't have to have the goal of being a professional comic to get up, but you'll only get better the more you do it. Yeah, I mean, Brian Holtzman is a guy who, I mean, we're basically in the same category. You know, the industry does not like popping comics who are in their 50s or 60s. I mean, when I was 46, I had an ICM agent, International Creative Management. They probably the biggest agency in the world. The guy, because he was backstage at a Rob Schneider show where I was on, he's like, dude, I would love to sign you right now. You'd be the funniest comic on our roster. But my bosses above me are going to be like, he's too old. At the age of 46, we're only going to have a 10-year career out of him. And that's when I was 46. So you can imagine what Holtzman's heard and what I hear now. At 57. So, uh, you know. Well, you can exaggerate things, but I really like the first time I ever had sex is a really fucking funny story. So I told that. And you can drag it out where, I could tell a minute version of the joke or I could tell the full story, and that takes about 10 to 15 minutes. Uh so it's or the time you know my I was in the earthquake in in a 21-story building. It's probably about a 2 or 3 minute story, but if the crowd's hot, I can make it into a 10-minute story because there's so many layers to the story. Um, and it's the truth. My best jokes are the funniest jokes. Talking about OJ being my neighbor as a kid. Um, talking about Stallone being my neighbor as a kid. It's just, and that's something that no other comic in the world can joke about. Not a single comic in the world has had OJ Simpson, Sylvester Stallone, and Harry Nielsen as their fucking neighbor. So, it's pretty fucking cool. And you can do it to younger audiences. You know, I can tell a joke about living my next door neighbor was Fay Ray. Now, a 20-year-old kid is gonna have no idea who fucking Fay Ray was, but they almost don't have to. You know, you can, just talk about the movie King Kong. Now, everyone in the world has heard of the movie King Kong. Now, to some people, it's the 76 remake with Jessica Lange, but everyone knows about King Kong. And you could make a joke about, I just thought of one even there. You could talk about the remake of King Kong was the Twin Towers, so you could, maybe throw in a 9/11 joke in there. Hey, like King Kong was ahead of the curve, or, whatever. So did I see or hear anything on what fateful day, a fat toast? 5 more minutes, guys. 5 more minutes. I've enjoyed this 2-hour stream very much. David Lucas is not in shape enough to climb up one story, let alone the Empire State Building or the Twin Towers. Get the fuck out of here, Bill. You love David Lucas. So, but there's something there. Like, you can take a true story and exaggerate it a little bit. So, but you also have to be a pretty polished comic, and you have to be at a particular skill set to start blending jokes that are realistic and true, and then throw in a little extra. Yeah, don't steal jokes. I have not, Mimi, but um, there also are jokes that are parallel thinking. So you're not stealing jokes. I'm probably not the only one with a 9/11 joke, to be honest with you. So I'm probably not the only one with an Eric Swalwell joke. I mean, 5 minutes after that news story broke, there were Eric Swalwell jokes. So if I do one right now, am I stealing someone? So it's, um, you know, so yeah, I mean, eventually I want to start maybe doing a roast channel, not roast battle, but, roasting other streams, but make sure I have the okay to do the content. How do you like Tim Robbins sketch comedy? I've never seen it. I like him as an actor. Mm. Yeah, I mean, Hot Topic jokes. How many comics joke about Hot Topic? But, if you have a funny story about shopping something at Hot Topic or buying something, fuck it, tell it, you know? Oh, thank you, SC. Yeah, I mean, the stream is popping right now, baby. I mean, this is low numbers for me right now. 69 people, 127 likes. And, that's great. I mean, 3 months ago, if I had 68 people in here, I'd have a fucking boner. So, I mean, that's what I want, that's the goal. Minute and a half, guys, and then I'm going to watch the rest of the King game on my own, babies. Um, yeah, I mean, that's the weird thing. I've talked about the algorithm and why the algorithm on my YouTube channel is so fucking strange. The analytics page tells me the best time for me to stream is from 12 to 6 p.m. my time. And yet my top 10 streams of all time have all literally 100% been between 12 a.m. and 4 a.m. my time. So, well, I don't know if I'm a huge celebrity. I mean, you know what I have to say to that. Shit. Stealing jokes is not cool, but you also have to really listen to the joke, parallel thinking. Am I the only comic who makes jokes about hockey? No. Am I the only comic that makes jokes about, say, Taco Bell? No. Um, You know, am I the only comic who makes? Robert Schimmel has a very similar joke to mine about gym experiences. But you know what? I worked at gyms or have been a member at every gym in Los Angeles. So I have a ton of fucking stories about working in gyms. And Robert Schimmel has a joke about you have to go to the gym he went to. It's such a fit gym that he had to go to another gym before he went to this gym. And I have a joke like that talking about gay gyms. So did I steal the joke from you? Yeah, let's get to 10,000 subs because that's when I think the stream will really be popping, baby. Earl Skakel, I love you all. Hit the like and subscribe button. Skakel over and out.